All right, so let's start this broadcast with the latest from New Delhi, where the leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi, the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and other senior members of parliament have been detained by the Delhi police. The Samajwadi Party leader Accuses, who joined the protest, was also detained by the cops. Now, these are images of some pretty high-octane drama. So this is what transpired between the Delhi police and the leaders of the Congress and the Samajwadi Party outside of the residence of the Prime Minister. Now, the opposition hit the streets to pile on more pressure on the central government a day after the Cockroach Janata Party-led march to the parliament, and earlier in the day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in fact called for the strictest possible punishment for those who are responsible for the paper leaks. The central government has claimed that the leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi, shifted from seeking a discussion on the NEET leaks in the parliament to additionally now demanding for the resignation of the education minister over this issue. Now, soon afterwards, the union minister Jitendra Singh arrived at the protest site that is right outside of the Prime Minister's residence and was seen having a conversation with Rahul Gandhi. And according to the latest reports, Rahul Gandhi is said to have rejected the centre's outreach and will continue the protests overnight.
At first, Rahul Gandhi demanded discussion on NEET paper leak in the parliament to end his protest. When the government agreed to the demand, Rahul Gandhi changed the goalpost and started demanding Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. When I confronted Rahul Gandhi, he said demands have changed now.
And earlier, Rahul and Priyanka visited the RML hospital in the national capital to meet with and support the protesters who were injured after clashes broke out between them and the security forces on Monday. All right, so these are some pretty dramatic images of the Delhi police, and the individual that you see lying on the road is Rahul Gandhi, who has now been detained by the cops as he was taken away by the cops while he was sitting in protest outside of the Prime Minister's residence. This is what is happening in the aftermath, remember, of the protest that was staged originally by the students and also by the Cockroach Janata Party, which started interestingly as nothing more than just an Instagram page which went viral and so popular. And it now remains to be seen as to how this protest, of course, unfolds from here. And I'm told that we've got our correspondent Dharamjot Kaur, who's joining us over the phone line with more updates on this. Dharamjot, tell us what is happening at this moment vis-a-vis the protest. We're given to understand that Rahul Gandhi and also the Samajwadi Party leader Akhilesh Yadav has been detained by the cops.
That's right, Saleh. Rahul Gandhi, SP leader Akhilesh Yadav, and also Priyanka Gandhi, for that matter, all of them have been detained. But from what we're hearing, the Congress leaders and also other opposition leaders, including we heard just a short while back of Shiv Sena UBT leader Uddhav Thackeray also coming to Delhi tomorrow to become a part of this overall protest. And so clearly we're seeing a lot of opposition leaders from the senior corridors of the opposition parties now coming to the ground. Of course, this protest that took place with respect to the top Congress leaders, they were sitting outside the PM residence, first demanding for the Prime Minister's resignation, following which, as we saw, senior BJP leader was sent to speak to the leader of opposition. But again, we heard about the changing demands that BJP claims that Rahul Gandhi made. So this entire movement has also now spilled over into a massive political tussle, especially because Parliament had been adjourned on both days when the monsoon session began on Monday. So it had got adjourned on the first day. It had got adjourned today as well. And on both days, there was no discussion on NEET as the opposition wanted. And so we're seeing that the Jantar Mantar protest, which has been ongoing, it has also now spilled into Parliament with respect to wanting a debate and wanting accountability. And clearly this conversation is now heading at a much greater level from what we see.
You know, accountability, Dharamjot, that of course is what the students have been demanding. The political parties jumping into the bandwagon, trying to get leverage out of that is one issue. But accountability for conducting examinations without paper leaks happening. How does the government intend to now restore the confidence of the students who work hard for many, many years to prepare for these examinations, whose question papers end up getting leaked? How is the government now willing to engage with the students and restore the confidence of the students and of their parents that the examinations will be conducted in a free and a fair manner without the papers getting leaked?
Well, Saleh, the question you're asking is also the question that thousands of young protesters at Jantar Mantar have been asking for a few days now, especially in the past 2 days when a lot of presence swelled up over there.
Does the government have an answer, Dharamjot? That of course is the question, right? I mean, how is the government now willing to engage with the students and their parents?
We did hear in terms of a statement from the Prime Minister when he was addressing the NDA lawmakers talking about strictest punishment for the accused who were responsible for this particular leak. But again, there was no statement in terms of how the overall system can be changed. The Prime Minister did talk about everybody having to come together for a systemic overhaul required. But in terms of a plan of action or in terms of outreach directly to the people who have been affected, to the parents whose children died by suicide because of this paper leak, all of those questions are still unanswered, which is why I said tomorrow, the day, either in Parliament or outside of it, is going to be a very important one, because the opposition has been consistently now for the past 2 days asking for answers from the government on this matter.
Right.
And outside at Jantar Mantar, thousands of students are asking for an answer. What the government now says in the next couple of days, I think, is going to be very crucial.
I think that, of course, is what we will be watching out for. Thank you very much, Dharamjot Kaur, for joining us with those updates then. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.